So I'm a firm believer of the quote, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And even if these lemons are really big and really sour, I believe that you can just add some sugar and actually make lemonade of it. So key is make the best of every negative situation you can encounter. Hi, I'm Nadine. I'm 21 years old. I have epileptic seizures. It can happen that I get an epileptic seizure during this presentation. If it happens, put me on the floor, put a jacket under my head. I don't need medication, I don't need an ambulance, just wait until it's over. This is a story or an introduction, how I introduce myself since 4 years now. Indeed, I didn't always have epilepsy or these epileptic seizures. And I have a rule that when I'm longer than 4 hours with people, I introduce myself this way, to not scare them when it happens. Life sometimes surprises you, whether in a negative or a positive way, like it did with me 4 years ago when I suddenly got these seizures and I didn't know what to do with them. And it was a normal day in high school. I was just having lunch, and suddenly my body started shaking, like Thumper in Bambi, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what it was. I was just having lunch, and suddenly I didn't control my body anymore. So my dad came to pick me up, and we went to a doctor. And they looked at me like as if I was a weird thing, animal. I don't know, they called in another doctor, and they stared at me like, what is this? We don't know, just go to a hospital when it happens again, but for now, just go home and rest and see if it goes away. But it didn't, and a week after, I actually became unconscious while shaking, so I literally fell on the floor and started shaking. So I made an appointment with a neurologist, and then you get an EEG, and everything was fine. I was healthy, hooray. But I had 4 to 5 seizures a day. And when you go to a neurologist and he says, you're healthy, case closed, done with it. But I had 4 to 5 seizures a day. I couldn't do anything anymore. I couldn't go to high school anymore. I was just at home waiting for the next seizure to come. And I was feeling desperate. I was literally knocking to doctors' doors like the cat in Shrek, looking like, can you please help me? I have this thing. I don't know what it is. I don't have a name for it. Can you please help me? Because I cannot function anymore. And it took me a long time, actually, to finally get help for it, until I found this epileptic clinic near Eindhoven, Kempenhagen. And there they diagnosed me, and it was called, what I have is called PNES, psychogenic non-epileptic seizures. So from that time on, when I got the name, I was put in a little box. I was belonging to the group PNES patients. And they helped me, they diagnosed me, but after a while they said, yeah, we cannot help you anymore. You got diagnosed, this was basically it. You can go home. And I was heartbroken. I felt so alone with this condition, and I didn't know what to do. Luckily, we have internet, and I started to research. I was determined that I wasn't the only person in the world that could have this. And I found something. I found an epileptic group in New York, and I found out that they also had a conference. And I decided it was time for a change. I decided to go there, despite people that said, oh, you might get disappointed and maybe it's not what you're looking for, but for me it was what I was looking for. I didn't know what to expect, but I was determined to take the gamble. And my dad said, if you're going to New York, start a blog, start writing about it. So I did. And I went to New York, to the other side of the world. And yeah, I went with my mom, despite that people told me not to go. And I wrote about it in my blog. I was just writing what it is like to have this condition, and now I write every month. And people from all over the world actually are reading my blog. I sometimes don't even know how they get to my blog, which is really nice. I get respondents from people like, hey, I feel the same. And it's so recognizable. So I went to New York, went to the conference, and it was actually everything I expected and more. There was this neuropsychologist who was specialized in my seizures. They didn't know everything, but they actually admitted that they didn't know everything, but they were doing surveys and examining people. And I met other people who have the same. And this was such a life-changing experience because I was feeling so alone for like 2 years. So actually, I can say this was one of the best days in my life that I met these other people. And then I was thinking, maybe I can do something with it. So I asked them if they had internships. I wanted to do an internship. And I study European studies here, really interested in public policy and everything that has to do with that. And I was trying to make a connection. Like, what if I could do something on a policy level that then I could change something? So I asked them and I got the internship. And I'm going there, upcoming September. I'm organizing the second conference. I'm also speaking there. And after that, after my bachelor, I'm planning to do a master in European public health to actually change something from top down. So again, hi, I'm Nadine. I'm so much more than PNES, and my ambition in life is to make lemonade. Thank you.